Ghetto Porridge is first on the scene. Martua asks, English or Norwegian today? On my main channel, I always do English. So the Norwegian content is only gonna be on the Chess.com No channel. And hello to you too, Martua. I'm just enjoying some hammer time tea. And I actually opened the playoff between Wesley So and Fabiano Caruana. These two guys in the Grand Chess Tour standings, overall Grand Prix system thing, they finished on shared fourth place with the same amount of points. And so they are having a playoff to determine which one of them gets to play in the grand final um, in December. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure Fabiano is interested in playing. I mean, Magnus specifically said no to the Grand Chess Tour precisely because he didn't want to have a tournament right on the back of a world championship match. And so I would think Fabiano's motivation coming into this is not the greatest. If I were him, I would think, okay, it would be nice to win, but losing is not terrible since I'm probably going to be completely out of it after the World Championship match. What happened to my sub? Asks Marius. Yeah, I don't really know about that. If I can help in any way, let me know. Um, uh, Humvee King also in the house. Marius Huckner. We have Gege and Bursting LFC. We're gonna do some. We're gonna do some viewer games. But first, we're gonna take a little look at this playoff from St. Louis and discuss, I guess, yesterday's events. Because stuff happened after I quit my stream. I was doing a Norwegian commentary stream, and basically after 52 moves, I said this is 95% surely going to be a draw. And so I said, thanks for watching. Good night. It was about midnight Norwegian time. And yeah, it did not become a draw. And even after the game finished, the drama continued with the players themselves deciding that they weren't going to have a playoff today. Something I think Fabiano was kind of happy about. Because if there had been a drawing of lots, as the rules stipulated, as to which two people would do a playoff, there was a 66% chance that Fabiano would have to play two playoffs on the same day. So yeah, that was it could have been so good, right? I mean, there were like three different scenarios. Either we get a Carlsen Karana playoff, in which Karana has to play two playoffs on the same day, one of which is against his world championship opponent, which that would be the jackpot. And then we have the scenario in which Magnus loses the drawing of lots, but then we still would have had the fantastic scenario of Fabiano having to play two playoffs on the same day. And then there's the, let's call it the normal solution, in which Magnus had a playoff with the Levon, and Fabiano had his playoff with Wesley. And that would have been a very good day's entertainment as well. Thank you, Marcus. 8-month resub. Some loyalty right there. Thank you so much for your support. Did Magnus and Nakamura draw? Asks Marutu. No, Magnus won. Believe it if you can. I was not expecting it, and I was upset with Hikaru's endgame technique because his endgame technique basically meant I made a mistake quitting my stream. He really should have held that. How much help do you feel Hikaru gave him, though? Asks Marius. Um, I think I kind of misjudged the situation because Hikaru made a big mistake where he allowed Magnus to exchange queens. And after that, it's definitely unpleasant. I think we also talked about on the stream that exchanging queens would be kind of interesting for Magnus. I just couldn't see it happening. And then Hikaru made a slight mistake, which allowed Magnus to exchange queens. And after that, it's unpleasant. It's probably a draw. But I mean, the Grand Chess Tour stream was kind of saying, "Oh, but it's still an easy draw," and that I think is just plain wrong. I think when it gets into the rook ending, it's uncomfortable for Hikaru, and he chose the wrong defensive plan and just got grinded down. So yeah, it feels to me like he could have avoided the queen exchange, and then it would have been status quo, not much happening. But he made a mistake, allowing Magnus to exchange queens, and after that, it's still a draw, but unpleasant. Ulan Solo feed with the also with the 8-month resub. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna do some games. I think this is actually interesting because the main move here is Queen D5. I think it's not my main opening, but I really believe that Queen D5 is the move they play here. So Fabiano going Queen E8 is interesting. What's also interesting is the time control. Because if the time control for a tie for first was 15 minutes, and now they're playing with 25 minutes. Did they have a different time control for the overall Grand Prix standings in case of equal points? In general, the rules of the Grand Chess Tour and the Singfield Cup have been a bit iffy, I think is the word I'm going to choose. Um, I completely agree with Magnus that having this drawing of lots is it's not good. But at the same time, I also disagree with Magnus, who just refused to have the drawing of lots, because I think there has been a contract and you have agreed to the terms, and the terms were that the tiebreak system is a drawing of lots. If you disagree with that, that's perfectly legitimate, but you need to voice those concerns before the tournament starts and not come after all the games are finished saying, well, this is a bad tiebreak. And I also think the fact that the organizers agreed to changing it to being a shared first prize, I think it sets a bad precedent when you change the rules mid tournament. So I really think that it was poorly handled by the St. Louis organizers, both when catering to the players' request for changing the rules, but also when just having this rule in the first place, like drawing of lots, is not really something chess should be associated with. One of the main things about chess is that things are decided on the board, right? There's no chance. It's full information, and their system didn't really live up to that. I should probably read chat, seeing as how I'm kind of ranting, saying slightly controversial things. How does the playoff work? Asks TCE TV. Magnus will not play after this. The playoff for first place has been cancelled, as the players last night decided that they would rather share first place than go through with the drawing of lots to decide which two players gets to play in the playoff of the three people tied on first. Can we see how Magnus won the game? Asks Mardua. Um, Maybe some other day, but right now that would be require me to be prepared for it, and I'm not. I don't disagree, but isn't that the privilege of being the world champion? Says Marius. Well, Magnus has been very adamant that he doesn't believe the world champion should have special privilege, and especially he voiced that opinion when he has advocated for the knockout championship instead of a world championship match. So if he believes there shouldn't be privilege, then then definitely he shouldn't try to change the rules. He wanted to change. He objected to the rules because he thought the rules were unfair, and I agree with him. The rules are unfair. I'm not. I'm completely with him on that, but I do disagree that you can change the rules, and I don't even think you should lobby for changing the rules after the fact, after the tournament is already finished. Yeah, Mike Klein, who we actually spoke to yesterday. Um, we had a call with Mike in St. Louis. He's the chess.com reporter, and he videotaped the discussions between. I retweeted it on my Twitter. What is the command? Social media? Um, I don't know my own commands, but if you check my Twitter, you can see that I retweeted the video. The way I see it, it's totally okay for Magnus to voice his concern and be opposed to the drawing of lots, but it's up to the organizers to stick to the contract. Um, yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, but kind of, I feel to some extent that Magnus was giving them an ultimatum, saying that I'm not going to do this, and I think that's why they kind of were scared to uphold the contract. But I also do agree that they should have. I mean, I think the organizers made a mistake not saying these are the terms um, we agreed on in advance. Um, any chance you will commentate on the Sinfield Cup going on right now? Asks the RevQT. Well, I have the game up right now. So I guess what you're asking me to is saying something about the game that's going on. Um, Wesley is slightly better, but probably it's going to be a draw. I think a3 to prevent knight b4, and then c5. And then something like rook here, bishop here. It's it's very likely to be a draw. And if in case it's a draw, they're gonna play another game. So I mean, if this was the second game in their playoff, maybe we would pay some attention to it. But right now, I think we're just gonna get going with the games against our viewers, and I'm gonna start out with bullet games. So if you are logged into chess.com/live, you can press this link in chat, and it will immediately challenge me to a game. Uh, exclamation point bullet to get that link. Okay, let's get going. First game again is against Tensig from Norway. Surprisingly. Oh, and it seems to be this player's first ever bullet game. And he's or she is definitely better than the rating posted. However, that is a pawn. I'm going to take and then protect. And then we're going to, in case of any accidents, any checks on the long diagonal, we're going to move the king out of there. And then we're going to kind of just look at those pawns. Look at those monsters hustling up the board. I'm not even going to take your stuff. And checkmate. The bishop and the pawns working together beautifully to create that checkmate situation. Okay, next up from Portugal. I don't really believe you're from Portugal. I believe this is a Norwegian with a Portuguese twist to the name. Lars, I mean that's Norwegian German. Reeks of Germanic origin. You can put a Larginho on it, but it's still gonna have that Scandinavian flavor. That was a cutie, says Marius. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I wasn't gonna be bothered with a rook or something. I was just gonna take. I was just gonna keep going with those pawns. Ludwig is actually Louise. No, asks Udai. Yes. My history is not good enough to kind of understand who were the prominent, kind of both Ludwig and Louis was very common in the 1600s, right? So I'm not sure if its kind of origin is French or German, but it's the name definitely has both French and German ancestry. For instance, Laurent Fressinet, after he realized that my name is basically Jean-Louis, which is one of the most common French names ever, then I mean, in interactions with the team Carlsen, I am Hammer or Jean-Louis, nothing else. And I mean, John Ludwig or Jon Ludwig is one of the most uncommon names ever. And Jean-Louis is one of the most common. So I don't know if my mom thought about that, but uh, it's uh, it's a good name. Let's keep moving. From Germany, it's Zebek up next. Like all the French kings were Louis. Yeah, no, yeah. It's definitely a royal name. I think if you go to like one of those web pages that tell you the meaning of names, I think Louis is basically king, which is, fitting for me. Very illustrative. You left early yesterday, says Borg, with the Twitch Prime 8-month resub. Thank you. Yeah, I did leave early, and I was quite upset. Mostly I was upset with Hikaru, who managed to lose that position after I said it wasn't gonna happen. And it made me look silly that he lost it. That was not the greatest move, but let's do this. This. Oh no, that was not great either. How did you put? Why did you put that pawn on, please? Asks Chespatzer Bay. It was because I thought that if he takes it, then I can get my rook pointing towards his king. So sometimes you want to give away your pawns so that it opens up lines towards your opponent's king. So that was the reason why I did that. And it worked out beautifully. Udai says Hikaru sat for 5 minutes shaking his head when he only had one legal move. Yeah, and he didn't even make that legal move. He just resigned. So those 5 minutes were just about kind of coming to terms with what had just happened. He had lost a position he should not lose, to put it in short terms. He seemed upset, says Marius. Yeah, no, he was visibly very upset. But as I said, 95%, I was 95% sure it was going to be a draw. Of course he's upset. I mean, he managed to lose that situation. He was very upset. For good reason. He shouldn't be losing that stuff. Okay, I'm going to do this to get the ultimate situation here with the pawns. And okay, let's take this one, take this one. And now we're just gonna do this. First this, then this, then this. Okay, denied. That attempt was denied, but it's still fine. More shockingly, he seemed totally calm up to that move, says Marius. Yeah, no, that is kind of strange. You would have thought that he realized he messed up before he did. Rip you guys, says Chespatzer Bay. Yeah. That hurt. The queen fork. No, it wasn't really a fork. It was a discovered attack, moving the knight and then creating the attack from the bishop on the queen. I have the same Hikaru reactions as you, Dai. Yeah, well, it's a normal reaction to have, because nothing hurts as bad as losing a chess game. Really, I mean, it's it's why there's so many draws, basically, because it hurts so bad losing. I mean, you can win 5 games, and it still hurts more than losing 1 game. Okay, I'm getting outplayed by Ivan Hansen, although this move was very good for me. Probably should not have allowed that move, and now I get there with first the discovered check while simultaneously opening the attack towards the bishop on c6. Very effective move there. Oof, that's not good. Next up from South Africa, the killer Ayanda. In chess, you can be losing for hours. It really hurts. Yeah, but the thing is, after you've been losing for like 3 hours, you kind of get over it. So sometimes you just want to spend some extra time when kind of it went from losing to, well, it went from being not losing to losing pretty quickly, and then to me it's very normal. Just taking an extra breath. I mean, even on stream I do that, right? Sometimes I'm not resigning. I'm just letting my time run out because I'm calming myself down. And I mean, people are gonna say that it's bad sportsmanship, but it's my time, right? And if I feel like I need to calm down, then that's what I'm gonna do. This became interesting. I thought I had a very good position, but now I'm not quite sure. Okay, I'll take that rook. Okay, now I'm gonna exchange up. I have knight c3 coming in, attacking so many of his pieces. Okay, we're gonna go for a new attacking avenue along the first rank. Let's take this one. Take this one, thank you. The double attack on the bishop, on the pawn. We have successfully removed the 2 black kingside pawns. Now it's just about getting the job done. And I think we are going to get the job done. You never resign. You're known for it, says Timothy. Well, that also happens. Sometimes I will not admit defeat until checkmated. Also happens. Isn't Magnus playing? Asks Pelican. No, the St. Louis playoffs were cancelled last night because the players agreed to call it a 3-way tie for first instead of having a drawing of lots, removing one of the players. So there are games from St. Louis, but those games are kind of it's a different kind of playoff because it's about who qualifies to the final of the Grand Chess Tour. So Fabiano is currently playing against Wesley. Um, to decide um, a qualifier there. Okay, I have not played this very well. I am very nervous about what is happening right now. Max! Ooh, I could have taken this one. Max, you're making me so nervous with your attacking, but I think you may have just sacrificed one piece too many. Ooh, checkmate, checkmate, checkmate. Thank you. It would be so sick if Fabiano didn't qualify after all that. Honestly, Marius, I don't think he's gonna qualify. But yeah, I don't know what his motivation is gonna be like. But he genuinely said in an interview that he wasn't sure whether he wanted to go to London if qualified. And we had a discussion about that with Mike Klein yesterday. And I guess, we're speculating about the contract, but I would assume that he cannot choose not to play London if he qualifies. Um, so my guess is that his motivation is not the greatest, seeing as how it's right after the World Championship match, so he's going to be pretty exhausted. That being said, this game is going to be a draw. I don't think much is going to happen here. So he's going to make a draw with black for the first playoff game, and he's going to be in a decent position to qualify for London. I guess there's money involved. There's money involved getting to London, so that's always something. I sent you a challenge, says Jack. Yes, I'm going through the list. I'm gonna do the 1 minute challenges first, and then I'm gonna move on to 3 minute. So you're actually last in the queue. But we'll get to you, Jack. Don't you worry about it. If he were to win the world championship, it would be bad to go to London and lose from fatigue. Honestly, if he wins the world championship, I don't think he's gonna care about how London goes. I think the issue is more that if he loses the world championship and then goes to London and has a bad tournament because he's tired, I think that's more of an issue. Okay, this is very weird. Tachion with the exact same opening as our previous opponent. Um, and it's not working out as well as it did in the last game, where actually I was in some trouble. I was in some trouble there. I'm not in any trouble here. Let's get the queen out. Let's get the bishop out and see what happens. Which three players are tied for first, asks Muffle. That would be Carlsen, Caruana, and Aronian. And they have been declared co-winners of the 2018 Sinkfield Cup. Okay, now I'm in trouble again. I don't understand how this happened. Okay, I'm gonna try to exchange queens. Good job. I'm gonna get a new queen. Bullet is way too fast for me, says the Aunet. Yeah, I understand. If you don't want to play a bullet game, you're welcome to challenge to a blitz game instead. I'm gonna do those afterwards. It's just that for me to be able to play everyone who wants to play, it's so much better to have a couple of bullet games in the mix. Chess Bay with a very important question. I have an announcement for everyone. Um, this Saturday, I'm doing a subscriber Saturday sub simul. So it's gonna be a simultaneous exhibition. I'm playing all the games at the same time, um, but with with subscribers only. So if you are a subscriber and would like to participate, I strongly urge you to be here on Saturday at, oh man, I should really remember the time. Um, I want to say like 8 p.m., 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, I'm gonna check my schedule for the time. It's my turn. And we're gonna do 60-minute games. So it's gonna be completely different than the Bullet and the Blitz. We're gonna do 60-minute games. So that's gonna give you plenty of time to think. And despite having all that time to think, you're gonna make so many mistakes, as am I. Um, and yeah, it's a new experimental thing, and I think it's going to be good. I'm not playing this very well, and I'm pretty low on time. I'm going to go here and create some havoc around Marius's king. Good game, Marius. That was good. I, you fought well. Max Mlinek with the sub. Thank you, Max. It's 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 p.m. European time. 8 p.m. Oslo time. I do believe most of my subs are Norwegian. Um, so 8 p.m. on Saturday, we're gonna do a sub simul. Saturday sub simul. We're gonna do 60-minute games, all the games at the same time. I'm gonna, make sure I learn how simul works on the chess.com server, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Kestoni says, I would give Carlsen a 95% chance to win against Karana. Karyakin seems to be the most inconvenient, together with Giri, because they can defend for a long time very well. I think 95% is a bit high, but I do believe that Magnus has excellent chances. Well, I mean, against Karyakin, I probably said something like 70, and Magnus is definitely better than Karyakin. But on the other hand, my understanding of odds maybe has improved since then. 100 bits from Early Dawn. Thank you. I think it may go well if you match people instead of letting people match you, says Chessbait. Yeah, I thought about that. But the thing is that if I match them, then it's going to be difficult to have all the games starting at the same time. So the logistics of this is going to be a bit tricky. So I hope you're going to bear with me, and we're going to get some long time control games in instead of this Blitz and Rapid for those of you who prefer that. I would give Magnus maybe 70% against Karana. The same I did against Karyakin, because I think I misevaluated what 70% means. Um, I think Magnus will win more than 2 out of 3. So slightly above, yeah, 70, 75%. His chance against Karyakin should maybe have been 80%. Because I don't see Magnus losing more than 1 in 5. So yeah, 70%, 75% maybe for Carlsen. I hope it goes better than four-player chess went, says Timothy. I disagree. I thought four-player chess was fantastic. I really enjoyed that together with Bigfoot crushing the Americans. If any one of you saw that, you should you should check it out on my YouTube. No, actually, I didn't post it. I was supposed to post it this morning, but I didn't. But let's give a shout out to my YouTube channel, and after this stream, I'll post the. Oh man, I really gotta learn my commands. Um, I'm gonna post it after the stream. It was great. The four-player chess, teaming up with streamer Bigfoot and crushing the Americans. It was a good time. You were 3-3. Well, we won the final one, so I think we were 4-3 or 5-3. At the very least, we won, and the Europeans are the champions when it comes to teamwork and four-player chess. Don't you ever forget it. That's gonna hurt me more than him. I went for the fork, but actually he could have trapped my rook in the corner. That would have been a bit of a problem. But we're fine now. Oh, and I have a trick for you. No. Yeah, no. No. Once again, a trick for you. Couldn't make it work. We'll get it working. Oof, that's a pawn break that's gonna hurt. The undermining of the structure. Let's take this one. Ooh, you're being a very brave man right now. Very brave man. That king is going to be in trouble. Mark my words. You know what? I'm just going to move here. I'm going to do this. This has to be checkmate, right? Somehow. I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, I thought maybe I could trick him like this. The cheapo. Uh, let's speed up a little bit because he's trying to flag me. That would be unfortunate. Nightbot is not here, says Marituda. Well, I have a Moobot, so that's fine. Bigfoot listened very well to your commands, says Daddy Cool. Yeah, we made a good team. I think I made some good suggestions. I also made some bad suggestions. It happens. They just wanted to decide the... Okay, you're having... There's no luck in chess, says Chess Patser Bay. Yeah, well, fortunately, by a bit of a miracle, there almost was a luck in chess. Did I just disconnect? Am I live on Twitch right now? Because I just got disconnected from chess.com and I'm nervous about my internet connection. Can anyone hear me out there? You are live. Too many updates. Please wait. Have you guys been challenging me so much that the server crashed? That would be interesting. And highly unlikely. Chess.com has a hiccup. Well, we're back. And Wesley and Caruana, or Fabiano, has made a draw. And the queue is intact. That's the good news. The queue is intact. We can get to you in the order of which the challenges were incoming. Hockey D-Bomb, you have 2 incoming. Okay. 2 more bullet games, and then we're gonna do the Blitz games. I'm gonna take that. Thank you. Gonna go back, just for safety reasons. And then I'm just gonna exchange off your pieces because I'm very happy with being a piece up. Let's take this one. Let's go here. I guess we'll do this and then this. Nothing much going on right here, just a piece up. The way I like it. Let's move that guy before it gets captured. Ooh, he's just rocking the knight. Moving the knight around the board. That's a rook. Probably gonna give me a check. Okay, I got a message. Your account is not yet verified. To challenge this member, play more games. Okay, I have never gotten that message before. I guess we're moving on to the Blitz games. Bazinga! First up. Hammer, have you played Maurice Ashley over the board? No, I have not. I have had dinner with Maurice over the board, if that counts for anything. In which I stated that I would definitely beat Hess, or like my chances to beat Hess. I don't remember precisely what happened, but I remember Maurice was surprised at my how confident I was I would beat him and Robert. And then Robert was like, well, he's pretty good. By which he meant I'm pretty good. I actually have a negative score against Robert. He always gets the tactical stuff against me, and that doesn't really suit my style. I completely forgot that this is Blitz. But now that I remember, I'm going to play a bit slower and kind of be a bit more scared about my king position. That is, slightly dubious, but on the bright side, I have one more pawn than he does. Okay, let's just protect everything. This is a pawn chain. It's a good thing. It means that the guys are protecting each other, leaving your pieces to do more attacking stuff. Oh my, am I getting disconnected? It started blinking. I'm kind of nervous. Let's see, I go here, there's a fork. Looks promising. I guess he has queen b8, but I can live with that. Ooh, that was a blunder of a piece. The knight cannot take back because then the queen is lost, but if you take with the queen, then the knight is lost. A conundrum right there. Should have taken with the queen instead, and then he would have been down a knight for a rook. Pawns holding hands, says Neomatic. Yeah, if that's how you want to look at it. It's good. It's good stuff. It's a useful strategy. And look how Bazinga is using the same strategy. Pawns defending each other. Very well, it's simple but effective. And now we're gonna have some rooks join the party. And this king is not happy with the white pieces having a party around the black king. And Bazinga resigns. Okay, next up is from Croatia. It's Zumi. Every time I see Zumi, I just automatically go to Finnish and kind of what is the what are those called in English? Mumi? Movements. Yeah, the movements. Uh, yeah, every time I see this kind of combination of letters, Zumi, which is the Finnish language um, name for Finland, I mean. So in Finnish, Finland is Zumi. But with the Croatian flag, I guess it means something else. I can't pronounce it. Okay, I'm gonna take your bishop. Because look at these light squares. Okay, I'm struggling clicking, but look at these squares. Very unprotected. Very possible for me to get some bishop action in here and creating some problems. Probably should have gone bishop f3, but it's fine. Bishop f3 would have been much stronger, but it's fine because now my rook is entering via d1, and there's nothing you can do about it. d64, d64 with some information for us. And right, movements are Finnish, though the books were written in Swedish by a Finn. That's good information. And that is checkmate. Let's do some hammer times for the checkmate. And the light square control, which enabled me to give the checkmate. You should have kept your light squared bishop, and I was able to exploit that. Max, my newest subscriber, you are up next. Good game, Yon, says Zoominio. I cannot pronounce your name. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's just exchange some pieces. It makes it so much easier to play chess when you don't have to watch out for so many things. Let's just, get these bishops off the board and make life easier for the both of us. If you castle, I'm going to take this, just FYI. I'm going to take this one. And I'm going to take this one twice and then go knight b5. That is my plan. Okay, actually my plan is, am I getting checkmated? Because if I'm getting checkmated, I dislike my plan. Okay, I think it's fine. Oslo is making a list about the people on the planet who cannot speak their own language properly. And somehow he's not including the Danes. I don't know how that happened. If we're going to discuss people who cannot speak their own language properly, how are we not discussing the Danes? Stiban says, I love that Hammer is back on Twitch. I got completely addicted. Well, that's good for me and moderately unhealthy for you. You know what? I think I can take this. I don't see a problem. I think this works out. Let's go on a trip with the king. Let's see if we can get the king up into attack. Why not? Okay, let's go for the queen exchange. I'm gonna lose a piece anyhow. It's easier for me to, have the king join the attack if I get the queens off. How do you say 245 in Danish? Asks White Reigns. I don't know. But to be fair to the Danes right there, that kind of problems they share with French. Because the French also messes up their numbers at a certain point. Hammer being adventurous, says Udai. Oh, but then he trades queens. Yeah. Oh. I was adventurous for a time, and then I decided the smart thing to do was to get those queens off the board. What's your favorite country? Asks Neomatic. Um, that's a good question, actually. My favorite country. Um, yeah, you know what? I would have to say Norway. I would. Norway is pretty great. And it's the one I know the best. But like favorite place or memory from somewhere specific, I would say Hawaii. What do you think about the Agadmator situation? Asks Mitoy. Um, well, I think he didn't handle it very well. And apparently, for I'm a chess snob, according to the Reddit threads. Now, actually, I feel like the first time I came across him, he was stealing content from Chess VGTV. But I was trying to Google it and I couldn't check it on YouTube and I couldn't find it. So I may have been wrong about that. Um, I think he's doing a great job of posting videos, right? I mean, he found himself a market and he's doing very well in that market. And at the same time, St. Louis got upset that he stole their graphics, and that sounds reasonable to me. And I think the way he has responded on social media with posting the some of his tweets and posting the email he got online, I think it was a bit too rash. I think he could have solved this peacefully if he wanted to, but he wanted a fight. And I guess the fight has worked out pretty well for him because his community is rallying with him. Um, I don't know. What more should I say? What happened? Asks Timothy P. Timothy. Um, yeah, no. What happened is that this very popular YouTube streamer, he's very good at doing short recaps of games. And St. Louis sent him an email asking him to take down a video because he had infringed on their copyright without actually specifying what infringed the copyright, which was a mistake on their part. They really should have been more clear on that front. And then he posted this video online. No, he posted the email online and kind of pointed to it and said, you know, St. Louis is terrible and so on and so forth. And after that, all of his fans have responded very negatively to St. Louis, trying to uh, kind of stand up for their um, copyright on the graphics. Now, I mean, I have had people. I mean, I have some personal experience with this that makes me more inclined to support St. Louis. I think because I have had a lot of people copying the stream with Magnus and posting it online. So I got familiar with the YouTube copyright infringement rules through having to post some claims of my own. And also one of my videos got muted on YouTube or on Twitch. I don't on Twitch I think because the game sound from Civilization played a symphony that someone claimed copyright for. Like when you in Civilization, when you complete a technology, you get this kind of music sound, or when you complete a great work, you get some kind of music sound. And my video got muted because of that. So I complained to Twitch and I said this is fair use, and it was accepted, and my video was unmuted. So I have kind of been on both sides of the argument, and when you make content and when you're paying money to make content, you get upset when other people take it, and this is what happened with Agad. I can't even pronounce it. Agadamater. It's automatic on Twitch, says Chessbait. Yeah, I know, but it was still wrong. I mean, the fact that it's automatic on Twitch doesn't change the fact that it was a wrong claim. And I mean, it was a week before the video was unmuted. But at least they accepted my fair use claim. I think they sent a form letter and he could have resolved it very swiftly, says Chessbait. Yeah, no, I think his handling was over the top. But I also think that St. Louis in the kind of form letter, they really should have said specifically your use of the graphics from the St. Louis broadcast. I mean, I think they. Ooh, that's a blunder. Booyah! Hammer time! Wins a rook. I may have. With yesterday happening, I really should have, learned not to call it too quickly. Okay, never mind. I did not win a rook. However, I did win a pawn, which is also good. But my celebration was premature right there. Yeah, I don't think St. Louis could use the kind of automatic system for copyright claims because what he had taken was not. I mean, if you just copy a video outright, then there's no problem getting it taken down. But what he had did was taken a piece of the graphics they had created, and that's probably trickier. I'm not sure how to deal with this. I might end up with my queen on a8, and that is not optimal. I think we're going to take here, and then he's going to play queen d7, queen. But yeah, so he should play queen d7 now. No, but then I have check. Yeah, so I'm going to end up with my queen on b8, which is okay. I can live with this. Then I guess something along the lines of this. And when he kind of gets tired of annoying me, then I can go queen c7. However, when is he gonna grow tired of annoying me? Probably never. Okay, I'm gonna go here, then here. Yeah. This is not so easy. Okay, that may have been a mistake. Because that kind of gave me a license to just start pushing this pawn. Like this. And I get a new queen. Was it a false claim though? Asks Marius. No. Well, I mean, I haven't actually checked the video, but as far as I understand, nobody uh, refutes the fact that he used the St. Louis graphics on his in his video. I used the St. Louis graphic yesterday, but I had gotten permission in advance, and I was kind of courtesy of this and that. Oh, yeah, okay. It wasn't a false claim. GM Terris is next up. You know what? I'm gonna play my bullet opening. I know this is a Blitz game, but I'm gonna play my bullet style opening. I actually played this in normal time control games as well. It's not that bad. And now I'm gonna give away my bishop. Big decision. But here's what I'm hoping is gonna happen. I'm hoping that this pawn is gonna be in so much trouble when I kind of maneuver my pieces to attack it. I don't mind the debate, Chesbey. I mean, you're gonna have to shut it down if you think it's too much to mod. But people saying it's not a false claim is, I mean, as long as it's not personal stuff, I think we can have a fair see. I mean, we can have an open discussion. Yeah, this pawn is in so much trouble. I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna go here, and there's no way for him to defend this. Ooh, actually, he stopped me from doing that. That was a good defensive move. That was a terrible move. Okay, let's castle and double the rooks. Okay, now I'm actually very interested in this square as well. And maybe get this pawn up here. I have some very interesting stuff going on the dark squares. Oh, actually, I'm just winning this pawn. Never mind. I kind of lost track of where the discussion went, so I'm not able to follow it. I agree with Chesbey that you need to have permission to use their graphics, and honestly, that's what I did. I asked them for permission, and they said yes. Which time control do you want challenges? Asks Saxy. Well, let me tell you. 1 minute or 3 minute. And I posted a direct link so that you can just click and challenge. Duty Door wanting some fantasy advice. I'm not sure you want advice from me. I'm outside the top million. I'm not having a good season. Van Aanholt and Wilson or Saha and Duffy? Um, I would go Van Aanholt and Wilson if those are my choices. I don't think the Brighton schedule is that great, and Duffy always scores the own goals. Okay, so we got ourselves a situation where both players kind of improved their position to the maximum extent of what was possible. And then how do we break through? Getting a rook on d6 would be pretty huge, but not gonna happen. So let's do this. And this, I think, is going to work out in my favor. because this guy is going to be in a lot of trouble. Why is this chat a free speech discussion? Says Doridor. You missed out on all the action. We're discussing Adagamator and his beef with the St. Louis Chess Club, where he was asked to take down videos because he used their graphics. I believe your position is crumbling, Terrace. And the bishop got lost, and overall a great example of exploiting the c5 square. Marius with the 250 bits. Thank you. And a reminder to everyone watching that on Saturday I'm doing a Saturday sub simul, a simul 60 minutes per player. Sorry, that's my Facebook sounds. Normally I cut sound for Facebook, but apparently I have not. And my sister is recommending to me a new house. So we'll deal with that at another point in life. I'm coming for you, Hammer. Watch out for the Lefong, says Neomatic. Well, I will remember you said that. And because you warned me, you will not be Lefonging anyone today. How many simul games do you plan? Asks Idiomentary. Well, I'm planning to do it's kind of a new thing, and I'm not sure how big the interest is gonna be. But I'm thinking let's let's cap it at like 25 or 30. I don't think I can do more than 30. But honestly, if 30 people are interested in participating, then we're gonna do it again very, very soon to compensate for those missing out. Voja does a 60-minute simul with 20 games. Well, I should up Voja, so let's do 30 then. But honestly, I'm not sure if 30 people would be interested. I hope, but I'm not sure we have that many. What Voja does is that he has, he has had continuity in the simuls for so long. So I'm not expecting to have massive numbers on my first experimental try. Voya. Okay. Voya. Hammer, are you going to be commenting more chess on television in the near future? Well, I will be doing commentary of the World Championship match, and that is the closest future. That is in, that's a piece. There's no way to defend both the queen and the knight behind it. That's a piece right there. Yes, I will be doing that, but in 2.5 months for the World Championship match. VGTV. TV2, who are my, let's say, regular employers, and the people who have had the most chess content on Norwegian TV ever. Unfortunately, they don't have the rights for the World Championship match. Oslo Studio, most likely. Don't take it. Watch out. Avoiding the traps, but also losing all of the pawns. Oh, actually did not avoid all of the traps. I'm attacking 2 rooks at the same time. Never mind on avoiding all the traps. But good defense, finding rook a1. Will you be a second for Fabi during the World Championship match? Well, it's kind of late now, but if he makes me an irresistible offer, then, you know, I'll try to cancel my other stuff. Suddenly ended up with Hennessy, Patrick Van Aanholt, and Van Bissaka in my team. Yeah, no, I'm considering tripling on pilots as well. I'm considering that as well. I'm also considering Charlie Taylor on Burnley. I'm gonna wait until they're kind of get past United in the next matchup when they're gonna be tired from playing Olympiacos. But yeah, Charlie Taylor has been playing left wing for Burnley, and he's a 4.5 defender. So that's very interesting. Is the queue to play long? Asks Tulipan. Yes, it is. There's like 10 people in the queue. You are number 6 in the queue. Would you second Fabi for in exchange of chess lessons? No, I would not. Hard cash. That's how I do it. Ooh, that hurts. You shouldn't be pre-moving, dude. Ooh, that hurts. And we're not doing rematches. We're following the cue. Got too eager right there with the bishop g5 pre-move, not expecting me to go for the Tarash. That hurts. Where am I in the queue? Asks Jack. Jack? You're basically last. You're number 8 or something. But you were further up earlier, Jack. I don't know what happened to you. Hammer only in it for the dough. Yeah, that's right. I also do accept donuts, yeah. Well, actually, rather something like pancakes. US donuts is a bit much. But like IHOP, that's acceptable. Did you hear about S chess? It rings a bell, but I don't recall. This pawn is on a mission, says Kapara. Well, now it's kind of stuck. So the mission ended for the pawn on e6. However, this guy is on a mission. This guy I have a lot of hopes for. Saravan chess with 2 special pieces. Yeah, no, yeah, I heard. Well, I mean, I met Yasser. I mean, I have had Yasser explain to me the rules of S chess. Okay, so this guy is gone, but I'm hoping that there will be other good things happening. Okay, so I can do knight c7 or this move. I'm gonna go with this guy. And then, how are we gonna play this? Maybe I'm not so much, maybe I'm not doing fantastic. Let's include this move. Maybe he can go e6. Nah, e6, then I can take. That's good for me. Maybe I still can take. That would be cool. Doesn't really work though. I want to take something. Oh, this is effective. Yeah, that's not possible to do because now I get this guy. So he needed to go knight h6, but then, you know, I could argue that are we gonna do it fancy or normal? Let's go fancy. Let's go fancy and hope for queen f7, rook f6. If he's nailed, that's a bargain for 5.5 less than Tarkovsky, says Storidor. Yeah, well, I don't know how nailed he's going to be, but he's going to be interesting. That's Charlie Taylor for Burnley. 4.5 out of position defender. Play some bullet, says Neomatic. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more Blitz games, and then we're gonna do some bullet games. Let's put the rook in the center, pointing towards the king. No, you should not transfer out Aguero. Are you crazy? We're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go crazy. G5, that's my favorite move in this structure. Because I have kind of an extra pawn on the king side. So I can afford to do crazy stuff. My username is different on Elite Chess. Also. Okay. Not quite sure how to proceed with the craziness. Double rooks, that's a good strategy. That's not a good move. Sunder, you're moving a pawn in front of your king, creating issues in that situation. A situation that was pretty fragile to begin with. Ooh, this is scary, scary, scary stuff. Am I within the next 3 Blitz games, or should I challenge you to a bullet game? Asks Saxy. You're number 4, Saxy. I think you should go with the bullet. If you need to go quickly, you should go with the bullet. Otherwise, I'll get back to you, and you'll be the first remaining Blitz game I do. Why was there no Bullet Arena yesterday, asks Neomatic. They're having an off-season. So they completed the first season of the Grand Prix system of Arena Kings, and now they're evaluating what was good, what was bad, and then the next season is going to start on September 17th. This time I took with the knight, and our Iranian opponent did not make the same mistake as our previous guy, pre-moving bishop g5. It's good to wait to see the moves being played. Chess Bay with the information on the new Arena King season. So if you're interested in knowing what's going to happen for the fall, I would suggest listening to what Chess Bay is saying right now. Who do you reckon is the world's strongest IM? I don't know. I don't care, if I'm honest. It's this, I don't know if he became a GM already, but there's this Russian kid who's pretty good. What's his name? Eli, no. There was a Russian kid crushing everyone in the world Blitz and Rapid, but I don't remember his name. I wish I could have 5 Liverpool players, says Dodidor. Wow, I'm actually selling my Liverpool guys next game week. I want to get rid of them before they have to play United and Tottenham and Chelsea. They have like 3 fixtures, bad fixtures in the next 4. Vavulin, no, that's not the guy. If I, yeah, no, I really just don't remember his name, but he was a beast. Maybe he became a grandmaster. Who knows? It's obviously Lawrence Trent, says Geezy. Yeah, well, Lawrence surely thinks so, yeah. No, it's not Artemayev. I mean, Artemayev has been a beast for a long time and a grandmaster. It's the guy who beat Karyakin with the queen sacrifice in World Blitz and Rapid. I mean, honestly, I know. I'm a bit surprised you don't know this guy. I'm surprised I don't know this guy. Uh, he had this beautiful checkmate against Karyakin, sacrificing his queen. Queen b3. And then Queen b3 when there was a pawn on c2. And then if you take the queen, it's checkmate. And if you... It was good. Just trust me. It was good. Esipenko. Esipenko. That is correct, Saxi. Thank you. That's the name I was looking for. I'm not sure it's Esipenko or Esinpenko, but it's very, very close. Esipenko. Has he become a grandmaster? Probably. He probably has. But he was so good last Christmas. Who's the world's funniest grandmaster? Asks Ogaman. Yeah, that's a good one. Of course, I do think I'm pretty funny. Yeah, King F1, then Bishop C4, and you lose the knight. So I made a little trap for him to take my pawn, and it worked beautifully. Andrei Esipenko. Thank you. Andrei Esipenko. That is the right name. Last Christmas. No, actually, I didn't get that association. Maybe I should have said past, previous. You'll lose everyone to iTunes. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Sometimes I even lose myself. There was the other day I was trying to remember which Robbie Williams song it was that had the phrase "youth is wasted on the young," and then I couldn't play for a minute while trying to remember, and I couldn't remember. But I have checked it, and it is "Eternity." Youth is wasted on the young. It's one of the slower ones, but it's still really good. Eternity by Robbie Williams. Grishchuk is being mentioned as the funniest grandmaster. Um, okay, I don't agree. I mean, I met the guy, I played the guy, I spoke to the guy. I mean, maybe he's very good on the streams, but in person, I don't know him that well, which is fair enough. But he never struck me as one of the funniest. Well, Magnus is actively trying to be funny, and but his humor is so bad, so bad. But sometimes it's so bad that it's good, you know. Um, Checkmate in 2 moves. I declare you to be checkmated in 2 moves. Some hammer times. Robbie Williams, you die. I'm not talking about the actor. Robbie Williams. I saw this Twitter thread the other day about songs that will get a European party buzzing and dancing and everything, while Americans don't have the same reaction. So I actually have some questions in that regard, and I realize I may lose some of you to Spotify and iTunes and so on, but it's worth it. Question number one. Do you guys not know? Well, this is for the Americans. So the Europeans, I know. I mean, Europeans know this. So for the Americans, this is the question. Do you not know Mambo number five? And then the next question is, do you not know Mika? And then the next question is, do you not know the Macarena? I mean, just this list somebody posted on Twitter. It baffled me that there was any chance Americans wasn't listening to this stuff. You can't not know the Macarena, says Idiomentary. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But this person was listing it and saying that these are the biggest European hits that mostly had success in Europe more than the US. There were some Norwegians on the list. There were quite a few Eurovision song contest thingies. Okay, I'm not getting a Lefond in this game. I'm just saying. Where can I find this list? It's in my likes on Twitter. I'm gonna find it while this guy thinks. I'm gonna find the link to this thread. I stayed up for an hour more than I was planning to. listening to this stuff. Where is it? Here it is. Copy link to tweet. Thank you. Who am I thanking? Thank you, Egasunder, with the 5-month resub. Thank you for your support and loyalty. Okay, I posted the Twitter thread in the chat. Yeah, no, basically the entire list is Las Ketchup is on the list, and basically the entire thing is full of beats. I mean, basically, I think it's supposed to be a European beats kind of thing. And one of the comments to the thread was that, well, the Americans have a name for this kind of music. We call it Euro trash. And there's one person that's like, oh yeah, I love Euro trash. What? I mean, this is the furthest thing from trash ever. Although some of it is kind of, but all music is very repetitive. I mean, it's not like everyone has the most stunning lyrics. A lot of stuff is just repeating the chorus time and time again. I'm just gonna take this guy. And then the pawn checkmate as the ultimate humiliation. Oh, actually, it's not checkmate. Never mind. Beethoven has no repetition whatsoever, says Oslo. Yeah, that's... Well, really? I'm not even sure that's true, but I get what you're saying. Grieg in The Hole of the Mountain King is the same thing over and over, just, you know, slowly increasing in intensity. Hammer, this is just bad taste, says Jumping Jackson. Oh. It's Europeans. It's what we grew up with. There were so many songs on that list which I have heard before, but I have no idea kind of what it's called, what the name of the lyrics is. So this is just some kind of passive knowledge that Europeans seem to share about music and songs. This king is going to get itself into trouble. I can feel it. I can feel it. This king is going to get into so much trouble. Yes, that's what I was hoping for. I was looking forward to that one. I was expecting that one. Okay, I thought I was going to get a checkmate out of that, but a rook up is good as well. Beethoven and Hammer has a common name. Yes, we do. Ludwig van Beethoven. And one of the biggest hits, if I'm allowed to call Beethoven's songs for hits, one of the biggest hits is For Elisa. And my sister is Elisa. Fun fact. You're using beta, aren't you, Hammer? Asks Chessbait. No, no beta for me. Thank you very much. I want my software to be tested and proved. But as I understand it, the beta is not voluntary anymore. So I may be on the beta version without really knowing. Did you check out Van Kampen's piano skills? No, I have not. Is he very good at that? Nick with a comment. Sorry for getting all serious, but what the is what it's all about. I'm sorry, Nick. I don't follow what you're talking about. Maybe I missed one of your earlier comments. If you want to be serious, I can say that I'm about to checkmate this man. Yata Man, one of my longtime viewers, is about to get checkmated in a bad way. Will you be Manchester United's next manager? Yes, if offered, I'm definitely gonna do that. Ah, the hokey pokey is a dance. Okay. Well, it sounds good to me. Sounds like a good dance. I mean, having promoted Las Ketchup and the Macarena, I cannot really now start saying that hokey pokey is a bad dance. I know this Hannah Montana is a great movie, by the way. I know there's the thing Miley Cyrus does in Hannah Montana with the kind of country thing. That's pretty good. Do, 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 do. I can't recreate it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Where am I in the queue? Asks Jack. You are next, Jack. You are next. Stand ready. Stay with your computer because you are the next game coming up. You like Hannah Montana? No, says Udai. What? It's a good movie. I won a tournament while the only thing, I mean, I had the tiniest hotel room in London, uh, and uh, and I was just sitting in my on my bed, and I didn't have internet in my room, um, but I had a DVD. It was a long time ago. It was when computers had actual CD rooms for discs. Um, and I sat there and I watched Hannah Montana 3 times, probably more than 3 times, but it's a good movie. I really like the girl the best friend of Hannah Montana. She's very nice. I don't remember her name. Okay, Jack, you better be ready. Jack, you better be ready, because here we go. Would you marry Miley Cyrus if given the possibility? Asks Oggerman. Um, Probably not. I'm not a big fan of strangers. I think marrying strangers would also be over the top. You know what? I'm just gonna push this guy till the edge of the board. How many games do you lose in a week? Asks Max. I don't know. I don't lose very often when playing viewers. I think that's fair to say. Okay, I'm gonna do 6 more minutes of 1 minute chess, and then I'm going back to the Blitz queue. You play really greatly, says Jack. Thank you. My pawns are especially wonderful. Oh man, I feel like Alec, using wonderful about everything. I should get my own phrases. How do you feel crushing viewers? I feel good. I feel very good. Honestly, I'm happy to win chess games. Hmm. Does beating up on noobs give you confidence? Asks Oggerman. Um, Confidence is maybe the wrong word, but pleasure, definitely. We're just sitting here, talking, talking nonsense most of the time, let's be honest, and just, having a good time. This guy is going to create some trouble, and soon I'm going to castle. I'm going to get a rook pointing up here, and then that guy is going to cause some trouble. A lot of pieces are going to create some trouble right here. Let's protect this guy just in case something bad happens. Check. Let's take this one. Let's do this. You know what? Let's not make this complicated. I'm just going to exchange down. Having a bit of extra material. 3 pawns more. Should be good. Korean knife. Thoughts about seriously studying 1b4 to use as a blitz weapon? I would say that there are much better uses of your time. Um, that's a firm no from me. Firm no. Hammer would be 2800 if the game was played without queens. That's kind of funny. I can play attacking chess. Let's snooze notifications from the Slack, and let's go back to some Blitz games to finish off the stream. I know Saxi has been waiting for quite some time, patiently waiting. Once again, I want to remind subscribers in the channel or people who would like to become subscribers that on this Saturday I'm doing a new thing, something I call the Saturday Sub Simul, and I'm going to be playing 60-minute games against people um, simultaneously. So we're going to have like a maximum of 30 players playing, 60 minutes per player per game. Only I will be playing 30 games at the same time to make it tricky. So if you are a sub and interested in playing somewhat longer time controls than we do in these viewer game sessions, then I strongly recommend for you to be here on Saturday at 8 p.m. Oslo time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. What do you get if you win? Asks B Muffle. Well, you get to win. And my promise is that I'm not going to make winning easy. So winning is going to be very, very rare. In fact, I don't think it's going to happen, but you're welcome to try. Okay, so I have the worst pawn structure in the history of the world, but I do have the bishop pair creating some trouble down the board. And now I gotta figure out how to increase the pressure. And it's not that easy. Okay, I guess this pawn I'm gonna lose at some point anyhow. Ooh, he really should have taken that one. That was a free pawn. So now I'm a pawn up. Still a bad structure. Yeah. What to do? Okay, I guess push this guy. Can't be too wrong. Then maybe this move. Because now I threaten bishop takes here. And I have some other hidden threats as well. I didn't need any of the hidden threats because the overt one was very effective when Saxi blundered. Chespe in the chat saying that tomorrow's Arena King will be a special one. That's 5-0 time control instead of 3-0. And I'm very happy with that because I suggested that just a couple of hours ago that they really should test out if they want to do a 5-0 time control next season. I said they should use one of the off-season tournaments to test how it's going to work out. So I'm glad to hear that my suggestion was well followed. They listened to what I had to say and they said, you know what? That's a good idea. We should do that. Yeah, basically, I was saying that 5-0 might actually cause some trouble. So that's why I told them to test it. And that's checkmate. Sucksy, my bishops and my rook combine perfectly to put your king in checkmate. Good game. Let's do some good games. Okay, next up from Cambodia? Man, what flag is that? Isle of Man? No. Am I completely wrong to say that the Cambodian flag kind of resembles this? It has some kind of a flower in the middle? Yeah, but I would think that anything that's connected to Great Britain would have the Union Jack to some degree, right? I mean, Australia is halfway across the world, and they have the Union Jack in it, as does New Zealand and Bermuda and everything. It makes no sense that the Isle of Man would have that as their flag. Okay, but I guess I learned something new today. The flag of the Isle of Man. I think New Zealand is considering changing their flag, Chesby. New Zealand is looking to remove the Union Jack. I remember there being some ridiculous flag competition uh, in the newspapers, making the world headlines, probably for being silly suggestions. Uh, so yeah, I think New Zealand is considering losing the Union Jack. Problems? Oh, that's even bigger problems. I think you may have gotten a bit too eager on the pre-moving, Mr. Rockstar. Chad and Romania flag is 99% similar, says Spoiled Kitty. Wow, I did not know that, actually. Stubenzor with the sub. Thank you for your support. And I hope you join us on Saturday when we do the Blitz. No, the 60-minute sub simul. Netherlands and Luxembourg is also basically the same. No, that is incorrect. It's not basically the same. It's very, very different. The Luxembourg flag has a much lighter shade of blue. I mean, don't come here saying that Luxembourg and the Netherlands are similar. I mean, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable in my chat, making such claims. Did you work with Magnus for the World Championship? Asks the Red Vibe. Um, in the past, yes. Fabi won the playoff, says Chesbay. Good for him then. Good for him getting some playoff wins when everyone's expecting him to lose massively against Magnus if it should come to a playoff. And that means he qualifies to London, which if he loses the World Championship match and does poorly in London is going to be more of a curse than a blessing. But he's in the final. Way to avoid the question, says Riata Man. Are you working with Magnus right now for the World Championship prep? He asks. No, I am not. But I appreciate you noticing that my years of journalism school did not go to waste. In my next life, I'm going to be a politician, dodging all the questions in elegant ways. Spin Master, that's right. Yeah, I don't think the Norwegian flag has that much of a trend-setting history, spoiled kitten. We did actually just nick it off the Danes. We said, this Danish flag, they have owned us for so long. Let's get our own flag. What are we going to do about it? Well, just put some blue in there. That's going to work out. And the whole theme with the crosses. I mean, England, um, Norway, Denmark, Finland, Sweden. The crosses are a Christianity, Protestant. Well, actually, England is not Protestant. Um, well, is it? Maybe they are Protestant because they are at war with the Irish, which are Catholic. Yeah, so I think the cross is more of a Protestant thing. Well, I know this the Church of England, but I think the Church of England is basically Protestant, no? That's kind of why I hesitated. The Church of England are the ones who allowed King Henry to, divorce his wives instead of beheading them. I may be twisting history right now. England is not a cross. Of course it is, Disc Surfer. What are you talking about? Don't come here saying false things about flags. I will not stand for it. England is a cross. Great Britain, on the other hand, is not a cross. But Great Britain's flag is a combination of the Scottish flag, the English flag, and the... no, just the Scottish and English. I don't know how the Welsh gets into the equation. They're kind of just there. No, the Irish flag is not included in Great Britain, in the Union Jack. Oh, it's nice to sit here having some nice, proper flag discussions. We need to educate the Americans on flags. Hammer fun with flags fan confirmed. Yes. Yes, that is so true. You always wondered who's these crazy people submitting questions to Fun with Flags. Oh, Eilertson trying to make the same joke, just getting there a bit too late. Feels bad, man. When are you gonna be at Norwegian Thunderboys again? Asks Dr. Dre. I don't know. Used to be a Norwegian territory a long time ago, says Oslo. That's a very, very polite way of saying that the Vikings came and raped the women and, kind of did whatever they pleased. Old flag of entire Ireland was a diagonal red cross on a white. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That explains the red. Okay. Very good information there from Max. Someone else said that it was the Irish flag, but I just said no. And I was wrong because I did not know that there was a flag for the entirety of Ireland, which is red and white. Okay, very good. I learned something. I'm happy with you guys now. The Vikings did nothing wrong, says B Muffle. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a couple of people who would disagree. Ah, Northern Ireland still uses the rotated Red Cross, don't they? Um, yeah, but they have something. They have like a sign on it, right? They have the rotated red, but then they have some kind of a logo or thing. Is there anywhere I can watch a live stream from yesterday's Carlsen match? Cluex, do you speak Norwegian? If so, I can help you out. If not, I'm gonna have to direct you to the official tournament website. Oh, I could have just taken this last move. Ooh, that's gonna hurt you. I think this bishop move is gonna hurt you. Let's develop the pieces. Okay, I'm approaching the getting tired part. So I'm gonna quit as scheduled in 16 minutes, uh, and that means the remainder of the. Let's not do that as a pre-move in case he goes King G2. Yes, Kluedex, you speak Norwegian. That's good. In that case, I can recommend to you the channel for the Norwegian content. Twitch, chess.com. If you go to the video on demand there, you can see my stream from yesterday looking at the final round of Magnus versus Hikaru. Although I may have ended the stream a little bit early, saying that it was definitely going to be a draw. What's your favorite color? Asks Last Samurai. Blue. All shades of blue. They're all good. Ooh, oh man, I should have done this and then, oh man, I regret. I regret moving my bishop here. I could have gotten a knight promotion there. Do you like the winter or summer? Asks Last Samurai. Well, I'm quite fond of the Norwegian spring. But the summer this year has been unbearably hot. So I'm gonna say winter over summer. It's easier to clothe yourself well and heating your place than cooling down stuff, in my experience. Thanks for the game. It was quick and painless, says Chess Spanish. Well, thanks for the game too. Good game. That was a mistake. It's so obvious what he was about to do. Yeah, okay. I kind of wanted to do some breakthrough-ish thing here, but it's not gonna work. How long do you have daylight in Norway right now? It's gotten so much darker. I mean, way darker than at the most daylight. Um, I'm gonna say like it gets dark at 6, which is really early compared to uh, the best parts of the summer. Hammer doesn't see daylight. It's funny because it's true, Dayan. It's funny because it's true. Is really pollution in Oslo that bad? I mean, I guess for people with asthma and stuff like that, it's bad, but I feel it's okay. It's a light until 9, says Hackner. No, well, I mean, I was out earlier, I mean, some days ago, and it was getting dark really early. I mean, in the summer, it doesn't get dark until midnight, sometimes even later. But I felt like these days it was getting dark so early. Yeah, I don't think B3 was the best idea. Because now I'm coming for you. Look at those pawns. Monsters they are. Complete monsters. And then I'm just gonna take back here. I think we're gonna give a check. And then check, 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 check. Both pawns became queens. Very bad news. Okay, last two games. Am I next? Asks Laboig. Um, Laboig, you already played, no? You played the bullet. I cancelled your challenge since you already played the bullet. Will you do Fortnite? Asks the last samurai. Um, well, not on stream, no. Pick chess or Fortnite. I'm gonna pick chess. Fortnite frustrates me because I played for many, many months now and I'm still horrendously bad at the game. We played Blitz, Saxy. But if you already had a bullet game, I'm not going to play a Blitz game. It's just so that as many people as possible can play. I'm very bad at Fortnite, yes. I like the four-player stream. Do you plan on doing more like those in the future? Asks Ash Ketchum. Yes, yes, I do. And as a matter of fact, in the link now, in the chat, I'm gonna link to my schedule, and I added a four-player chess event on the schedule. I want to say it's September 8th. Saturday, September 8th, I think I scheduled a four-player stream. So if you like that content, do come back. The four-player games were hilarious, says Dayan. Yeah, I agree. I had a lot of fun. Bigfoot and I made a good team. Ooh, that's voluntarily stepping into a one-move checkmate. Okay, last game. Well, maybe we have time for two more. Are you playing with Bick again? Asks Lone Outlaw. Yeah, if he has time, I'm gonna be playing with him. But I haven't spoken to him yet. I am waiting, says Yamato fanboy. I'm sorry, Yamato. You are actually not on my challenge list. So if you are waiting, then something went wrong with the challenge you submitted. I will be doing more viewer games in the future. So if you didn't get a game now, please come back for a later stream. and check my schedule for finding out when I'm doing viewer games. Jay says, I think the teams of two are much more fun than the free-for-all in four-player chess. That is very good feedback. Someone else also told me the same thing. So I guess I'm gonna try to find a partner for my four-player chess stream. Set the trail. Hi there. Absolutely love the stream. Great chess, entertaining streamer. Well, thank you for the kind words. Do you accept correspondence chess challenges? Asks Mikuleping. No, I do not. Okay, let's get this rook on the half-open file, putting some pressure on the pawn on c6. I'm hoping he's going to go queen d7, because then I can take this knight without him being able to take back. Eilertson with the 4-month resub. Thank you. And thank you for your support. Let's get all the pieces towards fighting towards a common goal. Let's go here. Could we have a drought stream one day just for the hell of it? Asks Oslo. No. We're not going to be playing draughts. Okay, that's a blunder. Hi Hammer versus Avalanche. Your timing is not fantastic. This is my last game of the stream, Avalanche. Unfortunately. Oh, my rook is being threatened. Let's move it. Let's take this one. Take this one. Move this one. Give a check. Renew the threat of a check. Give the check. I guess we're going to play it safe. That's not going to work out. Guys, who won the tournament? Asks El Ignorante. It was decided among the players and the organizers that it would be a shared first place among the three guys, Carlsen, Caruana, and Aronyan. Set the trail with the sub. Thank you so much for the kind words and for your sub. I really appreciate it. If you are here on Saturday, I heartily recommend you join the subscribers simul. We're going to do 60-minute games. So if you think 1 minute and 3 minute is a bit too much, you can join the simul. It's my first time trying it out, so I don't know how it's going to work out, but we're giving it a shot. So for subscribers only, a simul 60-minute games on Saturday starting 8 p.m. Oslo time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern. And with that, I'm gonna find someone to host uh, for um, for some more chess if you're looking for that. Uh, Check the chat for my schedule. Click this link to find out when I'm having my streams coming up for the next weeks. Anything in the chat I should answer? No, I think I'm good. Thank you everyone for watching and have a good one.